Instead of picking the Demolition Man, we pick Sandra Bullock.
We're such a thoughtful group.
Like this movie.
Exactly.
It all comes back.
So, I have a question. This is crazy, but Megan and Adam, you two are international thieves posing as terrorists, and you need to pick 3 of these henchmen to take with you. So you need Uli, Marco. You can take Uli, Marco, Heinrich, Franco, Fritz, Tony, Eddie, Christoph, James, Alexander, Theo, Carl, or no, Hans. But you can take 3 of the henchmen with you on a robbery. Which 3 would you two take? I'll let you two discuss.
Oh, shoot. So we're coming to a consensus together?
Yeah, 50-50 split. You guys got to be sold.
Megan,
yes.
in the light of... I'm just going to make some assumptions about you based on what I know.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about in this episode how Mark likes to focus on positive things. So I think you'd be very much in the like-minded. Let's not dwell on negative, let's dwell on the positive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of all the henchmen, when we pull off our heist, Theo would be the most fun to hang out with after.
Yes, Theo was my top pick.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we're going to have a party, like, hooray, we did a party, Theo's the guy we want there.
I mean, he's got personality.
Yeah.
And skills, which is great.
You want... so you're taking Theo.
And the way that he takes out the security guard in the beginning and he jumps over the seat, he's obviously athletic as well. So I feel like he's extremely capable, and we haven't even, scratched the surface of what he can do. And
cold-blooded, because he kicked the corpse to the ground without caring.
Exactly.
All right, so you got Theo. Who are your next 2?
Ooh. I mean, you probably want someone who survives pretty late into the movie, because they're obviously good at surviving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Their longevity. They're good at making it through. I don't know. Who do we have here?
I mean, it's solid points. You can't debate it. All right. So, I mean, do you guys need me to jump in? Eddie, he's the guy at the security desk.
No, don't want him. He's
he's annoying.
Tony, he's pretty good, but he's like the first guy to die. Fritz has...
I want to go back to my... This, I think, tells you where I'm really, really focused here. I think our chocolate bar eating friend...
I was just going to say a candy bar guy.
Yeah, Uli.
Yeah, Uli. I think he's the guy because, again, when we're partying afterwards, he's gonna bring sweet snacks.
Yeah, he is.
Listen, you got to have priorities. You can be a killer, but you can also get snacks.
And think about this. You don't have enough ingredients for your party, right? He's industrious.
Mm-hmm.
He'll find stuff.
He found that snack bar.
And he's one of the last ones to die. And it's not really his fault because he just opened a door. And, like, who knows what would happen if the two faced off head to head?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Good picks. So we have Theo and Uli. Now you got to pick a third to take your crew on. You got Heinrich. He knows all the C4. He's the one setting everything up. Fritz has the best hair.
Because that's important.
Yeah.
It's memorable, at least.
James seems like a sniper because he sits on the top of the car at all the times. Carl, he survives choking from a chain.
I think he mouths.
Yeah.
Right.
Asian Dawn. Yeah.
Asian Dawn. I mean, he's also got a sense of humor.
Yeah, he does.
Sharp.
Megan, here's what I'm saying. There may be... You and I are masterminds here.
Yes.
We're not the same class as these henchmen. Let's not forget that. And we're planning on partying with them after, but they're there to serve a purpose. I think Carl would be the biggest slab of meat to say, go in there and get those guys, Carl. He may not survive, but he'll take out the most guys before he dies.
But he also pays attention, so I think that's good.
Yeah, no, he's very capable, but I think just the mass of him.
Yeah, he's huge.
Now, are you worried about him disobeying? Because he did disobey Hans.
Yeah, but he won't disobey me or Megan.
All right, so I like it. You taking Carl, Theo, and Uli. Yeah. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can I pick my 3?
Sure.
I'm taking...
We're not going to stop you, so just go for it.
I'm taking Heinrich because I want a bomb guy. I'm taking Eddie because, I don't know, he watches computer screens pretty well.
Yeah.
And then yours are already taken, right? So I have to get the B squad. So I'm taking the bomb guy. I'm taking the security guard guy who can fool cops. And then I will take Fritz because of his hair, and he would just confuse people.
I mean, that hair it stands out in the scene.
If you're robbing a bank and you show up with Fritz, people are going to be like, Fabio's robbing us. And that is worth having him on my squad.
See, Mark, here's the thing. No, here's a thing. You know how we talked about, like, hey, here's Rickman, and he's, like, detestable, but he's still lovable, ha ha ha. Any villain that's like a bomb guy, I'm out. It's so sloppy to me. So, like, Tommy Lee Jones in Blown Away, Heinrich in this movie, James Woods in The Specialist. Like, if you're a bomb assassin, there's too much collateral damage. I think you're scum. To all the bomb assassins listening, I'm done with you.
Wow.
They really bomb for Adam.
Yeah.
They really. I have no time for it. Like, get out of here.
That's a great point. I might. You know what? I have a B squad. I need it messy. Like, I can't. And I don't have the brains of you two on these things. You guys are very organized. You know, Megan's super organized. She's like great at her job. You know, you have a lot of like people skills. I'm more like blunt force trauma. So I need a bomb guy on my crew. That
would be the name of your action movie. Mark Hoffmeyer and Blunt Force Trauma.
I think so.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah.
I'd be like with Brian Bosworth as Stone Cold. Now, did you guys pick so Megan, I already told you, but Adam, do you know the big mistake in this film?
What?
Oh.
I told you this.
Mistake in it?
So in the beginning, when all the henchmen...
I know, but I'm allowing you to tell us about it.
In the beginning, when I would have jumped all over it, Megan, and stolen it from you. But in the beginning, when all the henchmen walk out of the semi, you don't see an ambulance. But at the end, an ambulance flies out of the truck. And they realized this mistake during editing, and everyone was freaking out, going, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And McTiernan's like, who cares? It was like 2 hours ago. If people remember that, they're stupid.
It's literally 2 hours ago.
Welcome to the internet, McTiernan.
Yeah, and so that's what he said on that. And also the scene where he's in the elevator shaft, and he jumps and falls because he misses. The stuntman actually missed that and fell 40 feet and was fine, but they just left it in the movie. So he originally was just supposed to grab onto the thing, not fall.
I love when they leave stuff in movies like that.
Oh man, because and you know what's funny? They just they talk to the editor like, just get me a shot of him falling and grabbing something. Like that was, they just needed a quick insert of that. But yeah, he really fell, and
it's incredible.
I mean, when you watch it again, it's very upsetting because
it's so bad. It's so freaky. You see the cable and the gun.
The thing.
We've watched this scene so many times. You're like, that gun's gonna fall. Like it's like, but it keeps holding.
Yeah.
And Rickman, when they dropped him, they actually dropped him 40 feet. And they go, we're going to drop you on the count of 3. 1, and they dropped him. So that look of fear on his face is real fear. They dropped him.
Yeah, they said they did, I think, about 3 takes. And Jan was saying that's just a technique that they do with actors. Because if you tell them, then they'll prepare themselves and react poorly. But you have to get them comfortable with it so they know that they're safe. So you drop them and they feel okay.
If you want to get them to react to falling off a building, you just drop them off a building.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what you do.
Oh, but he said the most difficult part of that was the focus pulling, and they had to work with a technology company that had been working with the military, and they had never developed something like this before. It wasn't on film because you had to pull focus from about 2 feet down to 40 feet.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough job for the focus puller.
And no one can do it.
That's cool. That's a tough thing to do.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, everything about this movie, it's just an excellent film. It's a Christmas movie, and it's also one of the best action films ever made. I mean, it just has, it has so much going for it. I mean, we know the henchmen. I mean, okay, realistically, movies with henchmen, we've never done this before. So we talked about Cliffhanger, but those henchmen aren't nearly as interesting as the ones in Die Hard, are they?
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
So here's a piece of reference for you. The drummer in one of my teams at church, he's Chinese and he's awesome. His name is Steven, and he grew like a Christmas beard. So he's like this smooth baby faced guy, grew a beard. And I said, dude, you look like Enzo with that beard. And he's like, Enzo? What do you mean Enzo? It's like, like hit him again, Enzo, hit him again. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's like, Lethal Weapon, Enzo. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, and I said, the guy who eats the candy from Die Hard. He goes, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So in a movie where he had a bigger part, he wasn't as recognizable as the guy from Die Hard.
It's because it's such, and he, you know what, I was listening to him talk about it, and he asked all the director and props first, so he didn't get yelled at, because he's like, I'm a stuntman, not an actor. So he made sure to check with everybody before he just started eating things, because he didn't want to get yelled at on set.
That's great.
And so he's very nice about his candy eating on this.
Which you should be.
It's just, I'm telling you, the little moments, the rose bit in here, and I mean, and when that slimy dude is just like, show him the Rolex, show him the Rolex. The Rolex comes into play later. Mm-hmm. Then you have ball your feet up. That comes into play later. Like every little, when she puts the picture frame down earlier in the film, that comes into play later.
We're going to need some more FBI guys, I guess.
Oh, I love that line. But it's just.
All right, Mark.
Yeah.
Because you're a boxer.
Yeah.
You know how to throw a punch.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a room, Nakatomi Plaza, with zero consequences. You get to either punch Gruber in the face or Ellis in the face. Who do you punch?
Let's see.
Oh, that's such a tough call.
Okay, Gruber's horrible. He's a murderer. But if you hit him in the face and you didn't get him that good, he would just look at you and go, mediocre. And you would just crumble.
But also, you could have a witty conversation with him. You can't talk to Ellis.
Yeah. Ellis, any way that you hit Ellis, he's going to fall on the ground.
He's just going to fold.
Yeah, Ellis...
You know that guy's got a glass jaw.
Yeah, Ellis is not taking a punch. And so there's less stress on you with punching Ellis because he's just going to flop. I could bow at him and he would fall down.
Right.
But Rickman, I mean, man, you would... Even if he wasn't talking and trying to get in your head, you would... Like, if you popped him once and he's like, oh, that's not great. I mean, it's not...
You carry that forever. You carry that forever.
Too much stress. But I want the sure bet. I want a guy that I just punch him in the pectoral and he drops. Right. He just flops on the ground.
You give him an old shoulder tap and he's down on the ground.
I don't know why I thought about this, but it's like when Alan Tudyk gets punched in movies. I feel like he just drops.
Right.
I'm sure he's a tough guy.
He drops like a soccer player selling it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. That's what Ellis is doing. Ellis is getting kerplunked. So
yeah. Okay, so Mark, I have a bit for you, or a thing. So it's Christmas time, and I was like, what can I get for Mark for Christmas to show my appreciation for his friendship? And I said, well, we do a podcast, and it's an auditory thing, so I'm going to do a new segment with Mark.
Ooh.
I'm going to introduce a segment for you for whenever I'm on. This is what we're going to do. And it ties into this episode because Die Hard, as fantastic as it is, falls into the weird sequel naming trope of like the mid-90s. Because it goes Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm waiting for the number 6 where it's going to be Old Habits, Die Hard.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
So it comes from like this, like the Rambo, which is like First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Rambo Last Blood. Like there's that weird sequel naming. So what I'm going to do in this new little bit segment is I'm going to spin to you a concept of a sequel. Then you need to cast the sequel and name it, but it can't be like Part 2. It needs to be a whole different name.
Oh, wow.
Got it.
That ties together. So your Christmas gift, Mark, is this is the sequel. All right?
Okay.
Cameron Poe has died.
Tragic.
But his daughter is alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
And she is on a trip. She's graduating university. And she's on an airplane. She's going over to like Bermuda or something. And Cyrus's illegitimate daughter is on the same plane with her.
Whoa.
They start talking. They realize who each other are. They start fighting on the plane, so the air marshal has to get involved. The air marshal is the nephew of the guard who brought the gun on the plane in the first Con Air.
Willie.
His gun goes off and shoots the pilot. And then Cameron Poe's daughter needs to land the plane. What's the movie called? And who do you cast in it?
All right, so I want to call it C4.
C4?
Yeah, because